Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're reviewing the Chevy Blazer EV, and we're going to find out if this is better than a Tesla Model Y. Before we get into this video though, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Chevy here in Park City for giving me some time with this Blazer. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Powering this is a dual electric motor setup paired to an 85 kilowatt hour battery pack. Range is 279 miles, power is 288 horsepower, and then 333 pound-feet of torque. Now before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, this has such a cool color. I reviewed this color on a Cadillac Lyriq recently, but they're doing it on the Blazer as well. Headlight design on this also really sharp. You can see the little trim that pops down. And then notice that that's all body painted, obviously closed off because it's fully electric. But yeah, it definitely has a unique look, especially with this kind of color shift paint color. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 255 by 60 by 19 in the front and over in the rear. You can see with the wheels, you got the silver there, but notice it's also mostly closed off. It's a pretty cool looking design, but it's also functional as well for an EV. And then you got a little fender flare there. You can see the rest of that bodywork continues. I like that little cut there. That's pretty interesting. But this is where you can really see that color shift. Too many S's and H's in today's video. But yeah, look at that. That looks so cool. Now here's a quick look at the key fob. We have our lock and unlock function. We got the remote start. And then you have this to open up the hatch and then the Chevy bow tie. Now popping inside, decent amount of storage space here for a smaller kind of electric crossover. You get your charging cable and all that, more storage underneath as well. But yeah, pretty dang practical. When you're all done, just press that. That will lower the hatch right back down. This is pretty cool with the taillight design. You guys can see the rest of the badges, including the Blazer E badge. Look at that little E in it. I think it's pretty fun. But yeah, wrapping it up, let me know what you guys think about the looks here, especially with this color shift paint. Now popping inside, soft touch down below, and then this is interesting, you got like some cloth trim there with the stitching that goes across, and this is interesting. And then here are the seats. You can see that kind of theme continues with all the trim. Legroom back here is fantastic. Got a little storage pocket, got some vents here in the center as well. And then headroom, it's good. Now take a look at the front door panel, soft touch here at the top and down below. We've got all of our window controls. Notice the front one, the driver's automatic. Mirror adjustments, mirrors do power fold in. We also have blind spot monitoring as well. And then here's the front seat. It actually looks pretty cool with the white trim here. We have perforated all down the center. Got your adjustments on the side. And then you can see for the parking, brake, lane departure, auto hold, all of that. And then this is nice. And the dash is actually soft touch across. Now this is interesting. Close the door. Boom! It's on. So here's a quick look at the steering wheel. You can see soft touch all around. You got the stitching there in the center. Radio controls on the back. We also have practical controls like our voice command controls, heated steering wheel control as well. And this is for the center. And then you do have a little paddle there for the regen. And then you can see with the turn signal windshield wiper stock. And then yeah, this does have a column shifter. Full digital gauge cluster here in the center, which we can use to change kind of like the formatting with how things look. I think it's pretty fun. All the different ways you can change this, and it looks like Chevy's kind of rolling this out in most of their cars now, this kind of new digital gauge cluster. So in reverse, we do have a backup camera. You can see we've got different views too, which is pretty cool, the camera system. Yeah, good resolution. As for the infotainment system, response time is great. It's easy to use, and yeah, there's controls built into it. So I've got the controls tab. You can see for the camera, high beams, all of that. Notice we got these buttons here on the side to like turn off the car and everything on the screen. Kind of interesting. And then I like how we do have physical climate controls. Got the vents down below. Got some USB ports here as well. Kind of like storage here with the wireless phone charging pad, that little area. And then you got good storage in the center console. It's pretty big. Nice trim on the top. And then, like I said, soft touch. You got storage there on the... Oh, actually, this is just trim. I guess you could use it as storage, but it's like gloss trim. Interesting. Well, the glove box, pretty normal, nothing crazy happening with that. And then we do have a panoramic sunroof. So it's kind of hard to see the window sticker, but 2024 Blazer EV LT. Total MSRP is $58,215, but I'm like 90% sure these qualify for the tax credit of $7,500, so that brings you close to that like $50,000 range with this all-wheel drive Blazer. So with that being said, let's see how it drives. Visibility over the hood, both mirrors, and at the rear. Blazer EV away. So the EV market, I was right about it. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna start that off. I was right about it. The EV market has pulled back massively. Even the monstrosity that is Tesla is selling fewer cars. Different sources say different things. Some sources say, you know, their sales have declined by like 8.5%. Others say 20%. Depends on the region, all that. But regardless, EVs aren't as hot as they used to be. So that means that EVs have to become even better for people to want to purchase them. So first off, here's what I'll say about the Blazer. It is very comfortable. And this is an EV thing. So here's why EVs are so comfortable with the ride quality. You've got the big old battery pack and everything down low in the car. So center of gravity is low, but you know, weight, everything, it's all down low. So it makes it so the suspension doesn't move around as much as like a traditional SUV where some, you know, more of the weight is going to be up high. And so that kind of leads to just better ride quality in general. Now, outside of that, wind noise is pretty dang minimal. Like you can see, I don't know if you can see the flag there in the distance. It's pretty windy up here, Park City. But yeah, it's not an issue. And the thing that's cool about electric cars is no matter how high the elevation is, you don't lose power. They just always have power. It's not like a gas car where you lose quite a bit of power once you go up to higher elevations. So I think that's pretty cool. The regen functions, it's nice. It's a pretty smooth system. Yeah, the damping on this it's so nice. See what the turning radius is like. Pretty sharp. Pretty sharp. Not insanely quick, but it's got decent power. It's got decent power. The thing about EVs is they don't have to have as much horsepower as ICE cars for the initial acceleration, because they've got so much torque and instant power and torque, and so, you know, they'll, like this having 288 horsepower feels as quick off the line as a car that has over 300 horsepower. So that's cool. So to answer the beginning of the video, you know, is this better than Tesla Model Y? There are certain things that are and there are certain things that aren't. So range is close, but it's not quite where Tesla Model Y is at. Horsepower, it's not as much as Tesla Model Y either. So there is that. But the things that I do like about this, first off, the infotainment system, Engage cluster. I like this whole setup a little bit more than Tesla's, a little bit easier to use. Tesla's infotainment system is not bad. I just prefer this. I prefer the styling. The fit and finish in this is a lot better than Tesla. You don't have the crazy panel gaps and everything. Tesla still struggles with that. They've gotten better, but they still struggle with that. And then the drive, I wouldn't necessarily say it's way better, but it's better in certain respects. So I do think there are definitely some pros to this over a Tesla. So let me know if you'd go for Blazer, EV, or Tesla. And also, let me know if you were in the EV market, you know, maybe a year or two ago, or even if you're not now, because again, like I said, that's a lot of people. And you've seen automakers like, you know, Chevrolet, for example, they pulled back on their Silverado EV. They were going to release that, and now they're kind of saying, hey, we're going to just wait a little bit. So you've seen some pullback with EVs as well. So it'll be interesting to see what the future holds for these electric vehicles. But regardless of the future, let me know what you guys think about EVs in the present.